Dispatch from the 1750. Fantasy Lady, Dizzy Feet, Kylie's got the blinkers. Velvet Wind, Mamba Fever and Speedy Chestnut, they're racing 7 or 8 lengths off the leader. And now Kylie decides to go, so it's Kylie the leader. Dizzy Feet is second, Fantasy Lady. Velvet Wind is fourth, about 6-7 lengths off the leader. Then Speedy Chestnut and Mamba Fever's the trailer, and that's racing about 7 or 8 lengths off the lead. And it's Kylie who leads it by 2. Dizzy Feet second, Fantasy Lady's third. Velvet Wind is back in fourth position. It gives them 6 or 7 lengths start. Speedy Chestnut and Mamba Fever. Kylie continues to cart them along, leads it by 3. Dizzy Feet is second, 2 lengths away, Fantasy Lady. Velvet Wind is fourth, then Mamba Fever and Speedy Chestnut. They've closed it in now. There's only 6 lengths from top to tail. 700 metres to go and Kylie continues to control. In second, Dizzy Feet. Fantasy Lady's being passed by Velvet Wind, Mamba Fever and Speedy Chestnut, the homeward bound, and Kylie's still there by 2. Dizzy Feet is second. In third, Velvet Wind, Fantasy Lady. Mamba Fever's in the red, comes out for a run, and then Speedy Chestnut. Kylie's still the leader. Dizzy Feet, Velvet Wind, Mamba Fever, Fantasy Lady's going through down the inside. Velvet Wind now puts in a claim, and Fantasy Lady, these are the two. Then Dizzy Feet, Mamba Fever's under pressure, and it comes down to Fantasy Lady and Velvet Wind. But Fantasy Lady's finding more, and Fantasy Lady goes on to win a length. Fantasy Lady from Velvet Wind, Kylie, and then Mamba Fever. Victory for number 6, Fantasy Lady. Goes up at 4.40 the win. Fantasy Lady, Mark Dixon, Keegan DeMello. It was going to be a length, and it comes down to about a half length as he eases this Daughter of Cahal, bred by Bruce LaRue. So Fantasy Lady is victorious. Second, number 5, Velvet Wind, who was at one time the tote favourite, gets beaten the half length. 5 lengths back to Kylie, number 1. And then further back, Mamba Fever, number 3, ends up the tote favourite. Dizzy Feet and then Speedy Chestnut. So as we look at the head-on, Fantasy Lady tackles Kylie, the green sleeves of Velvet Wind. But Fantasy Lady comes now to record her second win from 5 outings, and she does so in style. Number 6, Fantasy Lady, and Keegan DeMello for Mark Dixon. Until the 7th race, back to the studio.
Number 6, Fantasy Lady, the 3-year-old, turning into a bit of a money spinner. Her name is Fantasy Lady, the Daughter of Cahal. She's come through with flying colours this afternoon, bred by Bruce LaRue for the Cummings, Larsons and Samuelsons. Mark Dixon is the winning conditioner. The winning pilot is Keegan DeMello. She's always been a horse who's been quite scopy.
Yeah, Sheldon, she's a beautiful filly. From day one I've always liked her, and I'm glad she can repay everyone with a win.
It was a small field, so there's obviously going to be a concern for the pace, but Kylie went a decent lick up front.
Yeah, sure. I thought they would make the horse gallop. She stays all day, and look, it suited me to the T. They slowed it up just before we got to the straight and allowed this filly to gather up her feet, and when I asked her to quicken, it was there.
On the way down to the start, she covers the ground well.
Oh, she's a beautiful filly, Sheldon. I've always liked her, like I said, and just grateful to be aboard her.
Your worship, he's a hard knocker, like an ATM?
Yeah, he is. We got the blinkers off today to help him settle in, and yeah, I think it's the easiest field he's taken on in a while, so he should be there and thereabouts.
Thanks for that.
Thank you very much. A big thank you to Mr. Dixon and Mr. Cummings and Mr. Larson for all the support. I really appreciate it.
Well done to Keegan DeMello. Mark Dixon's going to come through and have a chat. Mark, if you want to step into the winner's queue. When she won the maiden, she looked like a horse who's going to go through and win her fair share.
Yeah, we've always liked her, especially Keegan always liked her at home as well, and she's one of those horses, what we know is whatever you see now, there's a hell of a lot of improvement in her. And we liked her today. Obviously, this time of the year, all these horses are arriving from Cape Town, and you know whether they're going to need a run. And so far, they've run very well. So there's always that big question mark. But I liked her today to win. So I'm very happy for the guys, big supporters of the team. And she was actually in on Friday night. And for once, I was praying that they would change to the poly, so we could scratch, because you know we have to put up with these archaic rules where we get 12 days suspension. So she was eligible to run today, and everything worked out well.
Plan come together, well done.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Going to get the connections through, going to come and have a chat. We've got the A team on course today, and we heard from Mark, she was supposed to run on Friday, skipped that to run today, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, I think Wayne Nightingale won on Friday night. It's a good thing we came here on Sunday instead. But it was a good win. She was a kilo under sufferance. And, you know, her mother, as I was saying to the guys, was Group 1 placed over 2,000. So I think she's a nice stayer in the making. But well done to Rex. It's a pity he's not here. He's at home. And to Gary, who's involved in all of our horses, and particularly to Mark and Haley, doing a great job for us. And Bruce LaRue, great breeder. We've had a few horses from him. They've all done well. And then, of course, Keegan, great ride.
It's half the battle won when you see that action.
Absolutely. And her temperament is just amazing as well. So she's very uncomplicated. And let's hope she can go on to better things now.
All the best.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Well done to the winning team. We've seen number 6, Fantasy Lady, turning another winning performance this afternoon, and certainly a horse to pencil in. She's going to win her fair share of races.